Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, to the Speed Report on Championship Night. I'm here with Speed B, who we can finally have someone who's supposed to be up here. It's championship night, and KMR crowns yet another championship, and yet again, a driver who is a rookie. Yes, this is his rookie season, and so if you are watching, let's see if you can guess who it is that has won the championship. I'm just gonna let you guys see if you can figure it out by the broadcast.
Oh, for devil.
yes, right, yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone guessed that one. It is this guy right here in the 14. It is Nightfall, SHR, absolute domination the entire season, and was able to come through the Final Four with almost unscathed and win his first ever championship. So we'll get a chance, hopefully, to talk to him a little bit later on in the broadcast. But just speed. What kind of season has it been, man? Where we've just absolutely been thrashed the entire time by this guy. What are your thoughts on what he's been able to do all season?
You know, as a rookie, normally there isn't much expectation versus like a veteran or a pro. But he came in there and
The other day I jumped into
all
a
got
taxi
a
to go to
butt
the
kicked.
airport, right? So I'm totally trusting
Yeah,
this
absolutely. And I apologize for this intrusion of it just came out of nowhere. Oops.
I don't know what the
Don't
heck.
you love ads? Brought to you by ads that ruin your stream, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway,
Hey, at least it
Speedy,
wasn't
would
a
you-
Jackie Rosen ad.
There you go. But would you mind repeating your comment that you said so that I can, kind of, follow what you said and everything else?
Yeah, so as a rookie, you normally don't have as much expectation as like a pro or a veteran would. But he came in there and we all got our butt kicked. But at the same time, it was a really good thing for the league, trying all like the veterans that you always see in victory lane, for them trying to like improve their cars and do what they can to catch up to Nightfall. From experience, I know that I couldn't even get close to him. And then towards the end of the season, I could actually give him a good battle, which was pretty fun to have.
Yeah, speaking of that, he joins some very elite company. We're talking drivers like Ghost Train. We're talking drivers like Jab. If you want to go further in KMR's history, we're talking about Destroyer on his rookie season, coming in, winning a championship. Drivers like that are able to come in and immediately make an impact are special for KMR. And you alluded to it in your comment, man. When you have a driver like that comes in, it automatically boosts the level of the whole league, because now all of a sudden everyone is chasing this guy, everybody, and they know if they don't want to get thrashed, they've got to step it up. And so you've got drivers that are running up front that normally probably wouldn't run up front, wouldn't have the season that they had, but now they've got to dig extra hard just simply to catch Nightfall. But to no avail this season, at least. It was been crazy. Steve B, this is the last season of NASCAR 15. What do you think that means? What do you think about that?
You know, it's more of like, it's really hard for me to explain it considering I haven't been with like M15 for like only like 2 seasons with this league. But you know, since we're KMR mainly started off this kind of base of a game, and for it to like go back to a game that's like almost completely different handling than that, it's gonna like change the whole mindset of everyone and hopefully provide better racing. But I can't. No promises.
Yeah. Yeah. What's been some of the challenges you've had in N15, and what do you think is going to be some challenges you're going to face, or the average driver is going to face in NH3?
You know, in M15 mainly the thing was setups. The only way to win that thing was to have a setup. And NH3, you know, it's less of a setup and more of little glitches that could get in your way. For example, the apron.
Yeah, that apron will take you around in a hurry. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful about the apron in NH3. Yeah, one of the things I'm gonna miss, even with the setup, is the strategy. You can play a lot more strategy racing.
Oh yeah.
In NH, not NH, but N15. So much more strategy. But then in NH3, it's a little less strategy, and it's more of capitalizing on people's mistakes because you're so even. There's not a whole lot that you can do unless you're trying to take advantage of some glitch or some cheat in the game. Then of course you can exploit that and be faster. But on average, you're going to be about even. You're going to be tight as heck, and so you're just waiting on the person in front of you to make a mistake to be able to overcome that. So it's going to be so interesting to see what next season is going to bring. But wow. The last races of N15, the last race couldn't end any better. A white flag shootout there at the end, and Nightfall being able to pull away at the end, avoid any carnage, and be able to win his first championship. So congratulations to him. And while this stream is going on, remember, fans, that you can type in a question that you want considered by me or Speed B or anyone else on the panel, and we will consider that question for you viewers. And even after the stream is posted, leave a comment, leave a question in the comments. It will be answered about KMR. Remember, 105 The Drive, KMR. Check out the official website, thegamingriff.com. And so without further ado, I think it is time for us to invite our series champion in to with us if he is available, and he is available.
Might cut out. What happened? Like, what
no
were you
problem.
saying?
We're gonna invite our series champion in here and interview him, the series champion, and figure out what he is, how he feels about what went on. That's right, the man, the myth, the legend, and now the champion, Nightfall. What is going on, man? Hey, man, you won your championship here in KMR. Now, for people outside looking in, it was easy. But how difficult was it for you this season? What did you experience, and how would you compare it to other races or leagues you've been in?
I'd definitely say this is one of the more competitive leagues I've been in. I think I've came out lucky a lot of the times in winning. I might have dominated a lot of races, but there are a lot of races I shouldn't have won.
Okay. But you came out on top, man. How does it feel to be on top? And then with you being on top like this, after what you've done this season, what expectations do you have for next season?
My expectations for next season are just going to be pretty much the same. Just win a lot of races and be there in the final championship round, and hopefully things fall my way.
Yeah, definitely. Speed B, you got any questions for the champion?
Ow. I want to do that. uh, I could tell that you like to practice a lot and stuff, but you know, how was it like watching people that really weren't a factor in the beginning of the season to actually come back and give you a little bit of a run, even though mainly you were beating them? But you know what I mean?
Well, around the midpoint, everyone started getting a little bit better, so I did start getting a little bit more worried, but I was still good enough to win the championship.
Yeah, well deserved.
I got a question for you, Nightfall, and then there's a question that we can all consider here in the stream, in the chat. But my question to you was, and I'm gonna try to not make this too personal, because I kind of feel that I fell short when in a race. But look, man, what were your thoughts? At Daytona? The last Daytona to get into the final four there. What were your thoughts as those laps counted down, and you had Swift and Paint. And Paint needed a win to get in, and the laps are closing down, and then you had myself up front, and then you had what was going on behind you. What were your thoughts? Did you think that your season was over at those moments?
Yeah, I definitely thought my season was over. I'm horrible at restrictor plate racing, and you and Payne had all the help. I had no one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it should have been over, but I'm gonna say that the race definitely changed culture as those laps counted down, as restrictor plates normally do. They normally change culture and everything. So here's a question that we can consider. Nightfall, I asked you first as the champion. What was your favorite moment of the season?
My favorite moment was probably one of the first races whenever I just won by like 20 seconds and everyone realized how good I was.
Oh my god, I remember.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
I saw Nightfall and I was like, who's this man?
Yeah, also, here's this rookie Nightfall, buddy. And then he blows the doors off of us and everything. And then we're like, oh snap, there's Nightfall. Who is this dude? Yeah, that was, Speed B, what was your favorite moment?
This season?
Yeah, this season. Yeah.
Probably the Texas race. That was like before the playoffs started, because that was the first time I actually got to battle with Nightfall. Like, you had the satisfaction of like, oh wow, I could compete with someone as good as Nightfall. And like, me and him had a heck of a battle. At the end, it kind of ended up not the way I wanted it to, but it was just fun overall, having the satisfaction of battling with someone that was unbeatable.
Yeah, I don't, man, if I had a favorite moment, I mean, because I'm gonna be honest, my season has been absolutely garbage this season. It's just been bad. I don't know that I have a favorite moment. Okay, well, I do have a favorite moment, looking at the schedule. My favorite moment was Bernice Alps. With the early parts of Bernice Alps. And the reason why I say that is because the season before, I had two major issues. Number one, I DNF'd a lot, and that hurt on the long run. But number two was that I was absolutely garbage at road courses. Now, I fixed the first one. The whole being garbage at road courses hadn't changed a whole lot, but I put in a lot of work in road courses in the off season to try to get better. And so for the first, I don't know, 5-6 laps, I was actually in the top 3. For a while there, I was running second behind Nightfall, and he was not really pulling away. I wasn't catching him, but he wasn't pulling away either. That was probably the most defining moment, because that was the only moment where I was like, uh-oh, we might do something. And then I hit the wall and ended up finishing, I think, 7th or 8th. So then that screwed that up. So, but that was probably the best moment I've had. And probably something that I'm probably going to continue to harp on and train even harder on these road courses to be ready for next season. Now that we know how fast Nightfall is. And that's a question in itself. Nightfall, we've got tape on you now, bro. We can look back at these replays and be like, this dude is fast, and this is what he likes to do, and then this is the tracks that he dominated in. Let's get some practice in. How competitive do you think it will be next season for you to win a title?
I definitely feel like next season is going to be way more challenging. Like you said, the tape, and then there's also the fact that we're switching to NASCAR Heat 3 next year, which requires way less skill. So.
Yeah, a lot more.
Just to add,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
just to add something, like, as a driver, like someone like, for example, you, Cookie, or Speedy, or someone like that. This season is a time to like make a change and do something, because we're going over to a new game. Everyone's not going to have the most experience with it, so I feel like you would need to make the change then and like do what you can then to get the title.
Yeah, this off season is probably going to be the most crucial off season of any, because of the fact that we are transitioning, and we've got a lot of veteran drivers that will be returning to the league. We've got some champions that will be returning to the league. So it is going to be definitely be a very interesting season. So when you think about drivers like Beloved, or All Guns, or Hair Bear, or some of the other drivers that are down there at the bottom of the standings, they've got to pick it up now, because as more drivers like Nightfall come into KMR, it's going to be harder and harder to get wins, to get top 5s, to get top 10s. It's going to get hard, and if it's hard now, then you got to get ready for the next season. Got to get ready exponentially harder then. And we welcome in Speedy. So we actually have an official speed report, because we got both of the Speedy people up in here, which is like the first time since this was created that has happened. Awesome, guys. Great. So, Speedy, I know you've been listening to the broadcast and everything. What are your thoughts on what we've been chatting about? You got any questions for Nightfall? What you got?
Unfortunately, I missed part of it. But yeah. First off, congratulations. Good job on winning the championship. I look forward to seeing what you do next year. And yeah, I think it's gonna be really challenging next season, considering the new game and the new competition coming in. It's gonna be a lot of pretty challenging.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, definitely. So Nightfall, just remember to if you I will get with you probably tomorrow or later on in the middle of the week about the championship, and in the meantime, we've got the All-Star race upcoming, so hopefully we'll have the opportunity to catch you at the All-Star race as well. So more about that.
No mercy. I'm going.
For sure, man. It's gonna be fun. I look forward to watching you guys in the booth. We'll have on the broadcast the All-Star race information coming up soon. So, Nightfall, we appreciate you joining us. Congratulations again on the championship, and we'll chat with you later, bud.
All right, thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the speed report.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, so that was Nightfall, man, and he has been, he's been, gosh, a class act for the season, and he has just been waxing the behinds of everybody, and it's just not, we're not even exaggerating. It's been absolutely amazing to watch him race all season long and remain so consistent. Speedy, what are your thoughts on what Nightfall has done this season and his racing and getting beat every
Made
week?
me up my game for sure. He's shown a lot of speed, a lot of consistency. He's done everything you need to do to be able to win yourself a championship. It's all about the consistency. It's all about showing up. It's all about being fast, and he's done every single thing he had to do. And that's not an easy task. You and I both know that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow. We had a question earlier on about all guns. And by the way, guys, keep pouring in your questions so that we can consider here on the broadcast, because we enjoy chatting with about your thoughts about the season and what is going on. So keep your questions and comments coming, and we will consider them on the speed report as we go along. But All Guns had this question to ask: what was your favorite moment of the season, Speedy? What was your favorite moment?
I honestly don't think I have one specific moment because I think it all comes down to all the great finishes that were really close and down to fuel mileage or right there at the line. I mean, there's so many different challenges right there at the end where anything could have happened for the win, and unthinkable things happened for several people, and those were the moments I really enjoyed.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, good. I like that. So,
Have any other Final Four people we can interview?
let's see. Let's see if they're willing to take the interview and everything. We look at who's that finished in the Final Four. We can pull Swift in here. How about that?
Sounds like a plan.
In the meantime, remember, guys, drop a comment below, and we will consider your questions or comments. And remember, even after this broadcast is over and posted on YouTube, fans on YouTube, by all means, leave your questions and comments below. We will consider it. And I know you guys have been thinking, where are the rest of the races? I see a lot of Forza races, but I don't see any N15 races. Trust me, they are coming.
Cookie.
Yeah.
You kind of already got a Final Four dude in here, but okay.
Who we talking about? Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna apologize for him, Speed B.
I mean, I didn't really drive like a championship contender this weekend, but
I mean, I was gonna go down the line, but okay,
nah, it's fine.
while we're waiting on Swift to come in, let's talk to Speed B. So anxious to have his interview here, and so.
Man, I was like, you forgot about me. Like.
No, I didn't forget about you. But you know what? We got you now. So, look, man. How would you describe your season this season? How would you describe it? Well, see, he asked for an interview and then don't say nothing.
I see that.
I mean, he's like, man, I want to interview. I want to interview and everything. And then he's like, yeah, I don't think I'll say anything. It's gonna go
I don't
right
answer
here. Yeah. Oh man, we seem to be having technical difficulties with Speed B, so we apologize about that. But Speedy, if you had to comment on Speed B's season, how would you describe it?
Up and down. He's had a lot of ups and he's had a few downs, unfortunately. But he's made the best of it, and I think he did the best he could. And there's always next season to try to do it again.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, oops. Yeah. So how would you describe your season, Mr. B?
This is probably one of my best, probably the best season I've had in KMR. Like, last season, getting that first win honestly felt really good. That was the only win we got, which that was kind of depressing. But going into this season and then winning at Homestead, 2 Indy races, and Daytona, felt really good. And making it to the Final Four, which is something I really never expected to do, especially when coming in like in season 2, like having no sort of competition. Like I was never a contender, and now making the Final Four is just feels great.
Yeah, I would say you've grown a lot. I mean, if you think about the comparison from earlier seasons to now, and that's what it's all about in KMR, man. It's about getting better. While you're having fun, it's about getting better and being more competitive and trying to chase for that championship, which is never difficult. I mean, never difficult. Wow, it's never easy. You know. And so, well, I'd say your progress has been excellent. So, going into next season, what do you feel you need to do to improve on what happened this season?
Mainly work on the strategy, pit road strategies. That's what's been killing us this season. It's kind of cost me out like 3 races I could think of at the top of my head. Yeah, if we could just get that down, I feel like we have a better shot. Well, making the Final Four again and hopefully becoming a champion.
Yeah, and I know the quest for your first championship in KMR, man, has to, especially seeing what Nightfall has done, probably adds a lot more pressure to get that first one off your shoulders and be able to fight, and be competitive in the Final Four, man. Congratulations for making it, and we wish things would have went better for you in that final race. Ended up lagging out, having electronic failure, and you never want to see that. But we wish you the best for next season, and we also look forward to seeing what you have in store for us. Not only in the All-Star race, but also in the Skills Challenge. So we look forward to seeing that. We'll talk a little bit more about the All-Star race in a little bit. We'll have a segment about that. Let's see if we can get some more drivers in here. Let's interview one chain that has been fractured, and let's see if we can get an interview out of him. In the meantime, looking at the chat, and remember, guys, that if anyone has any questions or comments, our very own Speedy, who is in the booth with us, is also in the stream chat. So chat away with your comments, and we get a chance to see what's on you guys' mind.
You know who I'm anxious to interview?
Who is that?
That Alpha Devil, man. That man's been on a roll this season.
Yes, he's missed several consecutive races. He's missed several consecutive races, man. He keep on, he gonna win an award. Yeah.
Is there an award for like not making the first turn of a race?
No. But if there were, I think it'd be a toss-up between Alpha Devil and Dale Jr. if I had to.
Hey, if there was an award for the most DNFs, that would go to me this season.
Yeah. Yes, it would. So, Speedy, let's talk a little bit about that. I mean, you know.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, we might as well. Ain't nobody else to interview around here, you know.
We got all guns you'd like to.
And you know what I mean, I don't mean to brag about this. Well, why are we talking about interview? You know, no one has bothered to interview me at all. Like, I'm just I just don't get interviewed.
I got you.
Anymore.
I got you.
Okay, we got you.
No, but I want to interview Speedy first because Speedy, like, it's just been one DNF after another in that 33 car, man. What happened this season? Like, honestly.
I wish I could honestly answer that question. Honestly, I don't know. I guess it was just bad luck. Wrong place, wrong time most of the time. Then I had some personal issues where I couldn't run, so I had to miss several races. But I mean, I came out tonight and I showed I'm fast. I mean, I went and took a win tonight. I just wish I could have been able to run the full every race and stayed out of the trouble. And I might have been able to be up there in the top 4, but unfortunately this season it just didn't happen for me. But there's always next season.
It didn't happen bad. It was like it was like a repeat of what happened. What happened last season with RCR just leading the league and tearing up race cars. It was like a sport for us. But anyway, so we ain't talking about that. What we want to know is, first of all, seriously, how do you next season go in and change that? There has to be something that's on your mind that you want to change. How do you change the circumstance that got to the DNF this time, or do a
That's a very good question. I think the best thing I can try and do is be more patient. Try to be in better positions on the track. Just try to drive more for lag if the new game has lag in it. Work on my practicing on my road courses and stuff like that. There's a lot of things I can do and work on and try and see what I can do. I mean, there's a lot of talented drivers out here, a lot of fast drivers out here, and I'm gonna have to step my game up to be able to beat them.
How much of a letdown? Like, describe how much of a letdown this season has been compared to last season. Because if we recall, last season you won the championship. Now this season, you don't even make the round of 6. How have you been able to handle the big turnaround that has been this season?
It was rough not being able to do it, because I think the main reason I failed out of the top 10 and was out of the chase was the personal issues. Hopefully next season that won't happen, where I can actually hopefully be able to compete in every single race and stay out of the trouble and not get the DNFs like I did this season. But I mean, it was rough. But at the same time, I won the championship last season. I knew more challenging drivers were coming in this season. I did my best when I was there. That's all I can ask for. I just go back and regroup and try it again.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. That's all you can do, man. We wish you the best. How different do you think it's going to be, or what do you think the biggest change is going to be for next season, going to a different team, different car number, same manufacturer, but what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge there?
Honestly, I don't. I think the only biggest challenge is going to be the new game, because a lot of us won't know it, and like Nightfall said, it's not going to take as much skill to get around the tracks like it does in 15. So I mean, we'll see what it's like.
Okay. So we look forward to following you in your new ride and on your new team next season. So let's see if we can get FC in here, because we definitely want to chat with him and see how he's feeling, and if he can. He probably won't be able to, actually. But we'll definitely have to get up with him on the off-season speed report and see how he's doing. Tonight probably ain't a good night anyway for him. And so let's interview some drivers who didn't make the round of 6, didn't make the, but made the chase, was eliminated, but now, gonna be definitively in the next season. And let's follow, see how some of these good drivers are doing. There's a driver, you guys know him. I don't see him now online. So let's see if I can
Who
get
we
up
talking
with him.
about?
You'll know when you see him. And he is. Hopefully he'll get on soon. I'll send invite out. There he is. This guy. I will forever know him as All Guns, even though he has changed. And look at this guy. This guy right
Is
here.
me racing really a good idea right now?
So we got 2 drivers. What up, Alpha? What's going on, man?
Just got kicked out of my clan. Not really feeling it right now. I mean, racing is probably going to be the least of my worries. It's wrecking out of it that'll be the problem.
Oh boy, lagging out. Yeah, I'm pretty
Alpha,
sure
we
you
just did the
set the
championship
record
weekend
for
this week.
KMR.
Hang on, give me a minute. My headset's like really loud. All right, what was the track?
I said.
No, you said a record.
Yeah, I set a record. I said you probably set the record for the most feet away from the finish line, or the least amount of feet away from the finish line.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
Yeah.
So what's
I'm
the
pretty
track?
sure. I'm pretty
No,
sure that.
Alpha. This is a talk show right now. We just wanted to interview some drivers.
Oh, all right. Well,
We just did the championship weekend.
oh sweet. I'm so tired, and I'm hopping on Forza 7. Can we like, or not Forza 7, Forza 6? Can we like do a race? Cause I'm bored, and I just got kicked out of my clan in Destiny 2. So I'm like,
I got it.
Well, this is a talk show, so we want to keep a
Alright, sweet.
measure of order in here. So,
Okay.
we want to interview, though. We do want to interview
Okay, sweet.
All Guns. So, All Guns, what's going on, man? What type of season did you think you could have, man?
For
Alright.
me, I think I've had like an up and down season, because I got like my good finishes, but I got my bad luck during the races. But it won't it won't keep me down. Like I'll kind of come back fighting. But I've got my one win this season. You know, I had to fight for it. I wasn't giving it. I had to fight for it with Speedy Driver, and like he gave me the like a fight of my life. I had to fight Nightfall and Speedy for it. So it was a good finish, very close finish to be perhaps. But I know next season is coming again. You know, like the thing I can improve on is like more confidence, making good strategy calls. But I'm just gonna let you know for next season, you'll be hearing the guns raging because I will try to do my best next season to get more than one win. That's all I'm gonna say. All guns raging will make his impact next season.
Okay, so what will All Guns need to do to beat Nightfall?
We will find
I
out.
wouldn't say like beat him, or I always try to be in competition with him. You just gotta make the like, good strategy calls. You know, I try to get him rest Rex, or like try to like less enemies because you never know what might happen on the track. So, but there's your friends, but like you have like teammates and stuff that that can help you. But like once that last lap comes, you know there ain't no teammates anymore. It's every man or woman for him or herself. So, because once that last lap comes, it's not always the dominant car that wins because something could happen like a big wreck because like a couple seasons ago I was fighting for Destroyer for that last wreck and I didn't even lead one lap that race and like it was between me and him. I bubbled him after that late so and then I got the win and that was the only lap I led that race. It was the last lap, you know. Every car that was dominant during that race doesn't win. So anything could happen. So I think everyone could get their fair opportunity, and next season I think will be a good one because we got returning drivers from like when KMR kind of started, and like I was like one really late one, so I think season 6 will be very competitive. So.
All right. Well. You basically answered all the questions I was gonna ask. But I'm curious, All Guns, you made it in the comments. You asked what was your favorite moment of the season. Now I can probably tell you what you're gonna say, but I want to hear from you. What was your favorite moment of the season?
I have like two, but I think you already know one of them because like Okay, the first one is the Daytona win because like I was lucky not to go winless this season.
Mm-hmm.
And my second one, my second one was like let's see, what was my second? Okay, yeah, I got it. Okay, like during some of the regular races, I got like more top threes than my last season. So like that's a accomplishment for me. So I've seen like more top threes in my book. So
well, we'll definitely keep our eyes out on you, All Guns, because man, I mean. Things are getting tougher, you know, and tougher and harder. So we will see what you are able to accomplish coming into next season and everything. And until then, how does it feel? How does it feel to not have to worry about running the All-Star race RVP? You can just focus on the All-Star race and trying to lock yourself definitively into the Daytona 500.
Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Or the paid 500, as you may presume, but.
Well.
Okay. But then and that, I'm glad I made it in. That's great, but Yeah, like split for the, but I'm not completing the 500. So like, what I got to do for that is like, I can skid in. I just can't. If I wreck, I'm done. But if I wreck, I can go into like another one. So, but the only thing I have for people that want to race, don't wreck because if you do, that won't be good for you. So Alpha, take my advice here.
Hey, I'm sorry. Hang on, wait. I'm sorry that turn 1 at Daytona is cancer for everyone. No offense,
Yeah.
but it is.
Well, as a wise man said, Fracture Chain 5, if you can make turn 1, you can make turn 2.
Hang on, wait. It's turn 1, and we all go into it. I'm stuck on the bottom. I get bumped, and then... Oh, wait, that's right. I go spinning across and flip over the entire field. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's an Alpha problem.
And then, what was it? What was it?
Okay, check it. But
The Indy Grand Prix, when I dove it to the inside, and then proceeded to lag out of the game.
Yeah, I do remember that, where you just went flying past the...
Still didn't make turn 1 again.
Hell, wait, no.
Hey, but you made it past lap 1.
Hang on, here's the thing though. I made it past lap 1. There were 6 laps left in the race, and then I couldn't make it because, oh yeah, the game kicked me out. I got 10 laps.
Oops, well.
Oops, there it is.
As a matter of fact, let's pull up some footage of that Indy GP race. Speaking of the, while we're talking about it.
Turn 1, boys.
Yeah, let's see if we can capture some footage of that while we're having our speed report. And so, yeah, Speed B and Speedy, y'all said y'all had some
Speed B just lagged out.
for me.
No, back out, Nick.
There we go.
Okay, so
are we gonna reenact turn 1?
also to the fans,
No.
to the fans that are watching this, if there's like a moment that usually see happen, only thing you gotta say is "Look it to you."
Speed, stop starting.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Yeah. So,
Nick, just keep them repeated
that's Alpha
because they
that
want to
was
do the talk
spinning
show.
around. Okay, all right. Well, all guys, we appreciate having you on and everything. And
Yeah, great. Yeah.
so we will
have another
we will
driver we
chat
can
with you
interview
later. And
All right.
Alpha, we appreciate you having you on and appreciate you providing the colorful footage of you spinning through the dirt at Indy GP. That's awesome. And it's just being displayed right now.
I locked him up. I almost had first, and then I just
And you broke
locked
the
him
record
up.
of most missed races.
There you
Hey,
go. So,
look.
but
I'm sorry that I have like life going on, and I'm getting like pummeled
Yeah, I
by
know.
everything.
Yeah. Cookie Speedy know how you feel too. They're
Life sucks right now.
Yeah, trust. Well, it's life. Get used to it, buddy. Life ain't gonna get any.
True that.
Showing up on YouTube.
What we're gonna... Ouch. Yeah, that's who ran into me. Okay. So what we're going to do now is beg to differ. Anyway.
Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for mind backing out of the party for us.
No problem. And just to let you know, you got an ender coming.
Nick, don't worry, I'll still be racing.
Already, I didn't mean to be mean, but this is a talk show. And,
Yeah.
I did
think he
receive
really
a
got
question
it.
from Beloved if you guys want to try to answer it.
yeah, let's have that question.
He asked, so who had the best save of any race of the season?
Ooh. The best save of any race of the
Speed B.
The best save. Well, I'll tell you what. I had yellow motors for most of the M15 races, so I didn't save nothing. So that can't go to me. That certainly can't go to me.
Speed B.
What did you save?
Every race.
You saved it. Well, yeah. Well, you know what? That's right. I saved all my replays too. So you know what? I did.
No,
That's not what
my
he's talking
car's
about,
everywhere.
guys. Come
I
on.
know. I know. Yeah. That's a hard question. I don't.
That is.
Yeah, you need to
That's a good one.
like
I'd
go
have
and
to.
watch every sort of replay.
I do need to watch some replays to kind of figure out what kind of saves we had, this season, because there were a lot of them. But I don't know. Good question, beloved. We'll have to get back with you on that one. For sure. So I mean, are y'all gonna interview me or what? I mean, I'm sitting here waiting for my interview. Ain't nobody saying
All
nothing.
right, we got it. We got it.
Well, you were
So,
interviewing
Cookie.
someone else, and we were being patient.
Okay. Well.
All right. Cookie,
Yeah.
how do you rate your season out of 10? And what do you think you could have done better?
Okay, if I were to rate my season out of 10, my season will probably be a 5 this season. And what could I have done better? I think end of race execution is what was killing me. There was plenty of races where on the last laps, it always seemed to happen within the 3 lap to go mark. Something would happen, I get wrecked some kind of way, or I would lose talent and would just make mistakes at the wrong time. And it seemed like this season we kept taking a step forward and 2 steps back. After the Daytona 500 for us was absolutely garbage. It was the worst Daytona 500 I've been in, and it hurt because this was the first season for stages, and we did not do well. We wrecked out in stage 2. We lagged out in stage 1. We got no points for the weekend. So that was a step backward. And so trying to claw our way back in, and we had some stuff that happened off the track that we had to take care of, which kept me off the racetrack some. So late race execution and just trying to get the best possible finish is probably what I need to work on.
Okay. I hate to be the one to ask this question, but considering this is your first time ever not coming home with any win whatsoever this season, what can we look forward to for next season out of you to try not to be a 0 win?
Definitely execution. Execution has to be the key here, and it wasn't fast enough this season. It is just the end of discussion. Kind of, that was just it. We were not fast enough. We were not fast enough to be Nightfall. We were not fast enough to be Swift. We were about the 6th fastest car on the track at all times. Even though sometimes we led some laps, we just were not fast enough to compete. So one thing we need to do in the off season is get some speed in the car. Learn what the car is going to do with these racetracks, with this setup. Learn what adjustments we need to make, and then be solid with our execution late in race. Early in races, we can make mistakes and recover. But if Nightfall has shown us anything, is that he can capitalize on mistakes. So our mistakes need to be few and far between if we're going to find ourselves in victory lane. We were just off. We were off on our fuel strategy. There were tracks we ran out of fuel. We blew tires. Exiting pit road, we, on trying to do on strategy, had cold tires. We exited pit road, spun it out, lost a bunch of time. It was just stupid stuff that was happening that caused us to not to be good. So coming up now, this upcoming season, that's what's got to improve. We've just got to execute and know what the car is going to do.
A question I don't think we've asked anybody. What would you like to see better from the teammates out on the track? The ones that are teammates.
Well, for one, I'd like my teammates to stay out of the garage for once. You know, I mean, out of the infield care center, so I don't have to pay all that insurance money with the vision test. But no, seriously.
Besides that,
I'd like to see us work together a little bit more. One thing about SHR, it wasn't that they were necessarily the best team. It was that they had the best talent. There's a significant difference. I mean, they were just naturally fast, and you know, it came from being able to share that setup and then going out there and being able to conquer it. But you could see at the end of races, or in certain races that required a team, they were fractured. They didn't work together. They, you know, worked against each other. Now, I don't know what goes on inside of SHR. That's not my call. But I'm just saying, for my team, I would like to see us work a lot better, communicate better on the racetrack to maximize our opportunities to actually win a race, you know, or to win as a collective group. And if we can do that, then, you know, we'll be better, and we're capable of that. We're going to have 3 veteran drivers with multiple championships, and 1 driver that's a veteran that hadn't quite won a championship yet, but he has shown a lot of speed and a lot of increase. So I think that if we can improve in that area, we'll be fine. But we got to stay out of the garage. Like we can't be going there every race. We got to stay out of the garage. I think that will help with the team camaraderie.
out of the full season, what do you feel was your best race this season?
All of the restrictor plates except for the 500. The rest of the restrictor plates I feel were good races. Those were about the only races where we could get the car up front and run for any significant period of time, and feel good about it, which is sad, you know, honestly. But you know, we didn't get the label restrictor plate king for nothing. You know, we typically have the 27 out front at restrictor plates. The car just finds the front and likes to stay there. It did it this season, but again, late race execution killed us in a lot of occasions, or just stupid stuff coming up there wrecking us. You know, kind of took us out of our restrictor plate opportunities. But all of the restrictor plates were good. But outside of that, we had a good Dover. I believe we finished. If I look back at the race, we had a good Dover race earlier on in the season. We finished second, but I think the restrictor plates were probably our best races.
Well, from tonight, what all happened tonight that kept you from getting to the front?
I think it was a lack
Is there
of.
anything you could have done better?
Oh yeah, we could have stayed out of the wall. That would have helped out a lot. I think it was just a lack of will this race. We, you know, personally got things going on that are going to make a big impact in the racing and what goes on the racetrack. And also, we're in that kind of like that safe zone. We didn't make the round of 4, but we finished in the round of 6, so we're locked into not only next season but the 500. So there was no real willpower to say, okay, I need to go out here, execute, be the best, and try to win this race. I would have liked to finish better at Chicagoland, consider I had won like 3-4 straight Chicagoland appearances before tonight, and so I would have loved to win Chicagoland, but there was no willpower. There was no, okay, I need to be the best out here. It was just going out there trying to finish out the season, have fun, ride around, you know, and see who wins the title. And so I think that's really what it was.
Alrighty. I don't think I can think of any more questions for you at this moment.
Cookie.
Yeah.
what's the goal for next season for you as a driver and for your team?
Okay, for me as a driver, the goal for next season is to get some speed in the car and execute. That's got to be number one. We've got to get some speed in the car and we've got to execute. We fulfilled one of our goals that we had from last season to this season, and that was stay out of the garage if we could. We only got 3 DNFs for the season. They all came from restrictor plates. I can deal with that. That's fine. But we had no speed in the car on most of these 1.5 miles, and so you know, in the road courses we didn't have a whole lot of speed either. So we just got to get faster at the road courses, more consistent at the 1.5 miles, and get the most points possible for a race event. With nightfall on the track, you're not gonna always win, but darn it, we can at least do better than what we did this season. The 27 was a joke for most of the season, and so we're not going to have that next season. So that's me personally. The quest for 8 is very much alive. As far as the team is concerned, I'd love to see the whole team, finish up to potential that we have, and again, we're going to have 3 drivers that are multiple championships, that won multiple championships. There's no reason why all of RCR can't finish up front. Well, we got to make sure we get our guys up front. Because we got to work together. We got to make sure that the team makes practices, and that we practice and not just ride around the racetrack wrecking each other, or, you know, having fun. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with having fun. It has its place, but you know, we're gonna have to have serious practices where we improve on our times as the practices go on, and be ready for the upcoming race, and then again communicate a lot better so that we can improve overall. RCR's got to be back up front as a legitimate battle, a team that can battle with SHR. And so if that does it, then I've enjoyed it. See, that wasn't hard. Y'all ask a few questions, I ramble on about something, and then we move on. Not that hard. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, guys. So now we can talk about the All-Star race now that the championship is done, and stay tuned to Twitch, because soon we'll have a broadcast talking about the awards, and again, you'll have an opportunity to ask questions or comment in the chat, and we'll answer those questions, consider those topics as we move forward in KMR. But our last segment is going to deal with the All-Star race, and the All-Star race was going to be at Le Mans, but after thinking more seriously about that, especially as the season went on, we didn't want to see another race where Nightfall absolutely dominated the field and went on to win the race. So it will be at Daytona. Remember that the All-Star race is a dual day event, a Saturday and Sunday event. Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern. Next Saturday, we will have the All-Star RVP, the Rookie versus Pro. Now, the pro drivers will include some veteran drivers who have not won in KMR or who are struggling in KMR, will have the opportunity to run in that race. So what are you guys' thoughts on the roster that is going to be possible here in the RVP race? I'm going to go through a list of some names, and then you guys comment on what your thoughts are going to be as far as how exciting this All-Star event is going to be. So the names are as followed: Ender James, Hair Bear, Beloved, Amari, Mordecai, Dunker, Ghost, not Ghost, sorry, let me subtract that, I apologize. Big Red, Dalen, Alpha Devil, and possibly one or two more, depending on how things go. But what are your guys' thoughts on that list of drivers?
Sounds like it'll be an exciting race and a challenging one.
Speed B, what's your thoughts on that?
With that roster, it seems like there really isn't someone that like stands out. It's like gonna be more of an even race and see who can get the checkered flag.
And it's so important that these drivers, when you look at where they stand in points, you got drivers like Ender James, Hair Bear. They got nothing to worry about. They're locked into next season. So, that's good for them. And they'll be racing for fun. However, the names listed do not qualify to be in the All-Star race. So this is also a battle for the All-Star race. These drivers want to be there in the All-Star race and want a chance to win, at the very least win, or possibly be in the Daytona 500, locked into the next season. So this is a big deal for these guys who are not in next season, or who are not necessarily definitively locked into the Daytona 500. So I'm most curious to see whether Beloved can pull off a win. I'm curious to see whether Beloved can pull off a win. We've seen Beloved up front a few times at these restrictor plate races. He's got to maintain his composure and then execute down the stretch to be able to win. Then we'll have after the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Speed B.
I'm just curious to see how these drivers are going to be aggressive. Play track, everyone's going to be even, so there's not someone that's going to stand out. So it'll be cool seeing the different things people are going to do to win this thing. And to add on, when I was talking to Cookie before, we might have a different plate package for the All-Star race.
Yeah. And so that's going to be very interesting. If that adjustment is approved, then we could see a different style out there and different challenges that we could face. And if it preludes pretty well, then we could see it in the Daytona 500. And that could definitely change the 500's outcome. We'll have to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then after the RVP, the same night, we'll have the Skills Challenge. Everyone's favorite event of the All-Star Weekend, probably. I don't know. Speed B, is it your favorite event? What's it like? Because I haven't ran in one of these. I've just watched them. Me and Speedy always sit in the booth and watch, what goes on, man. What's it like out there running in the Skills Challenge? Basically, banging each other around.
It's probably one of the funnest times you could have, considering you could slam the crap out of people you hate the most.
Yeah, I can imagine. Letting out all sorts of steam. That's why everybody's always friends before the Daytona 500, because they racing that Skills Challenge and just get it all out, I can.
That's why I'm always asked to go run it, and I don't do it because I know everybody just wants to plow into me just because I'm an official.
Boy, oh boy. So that will be at Airfield as usual, and So we look forward to seeing which manufacturer is going to win that. What are you guys' predictions? Because unlike seasons in the past, this season Ford actually has significant significant drivers. They have enough drivers to compete with Chevy, and Toyota is the odd man out. So what are you guys' thoughts?
Knowing these SHR cars, they're probably going to find some sort of strategy in the skills challenge and probably beat us up. Well, I'm just saying SHR because they're like the main source of Ford, but you know, that's just what I feel.
I'll tell you, Ford was able to win it last season, but the season before that, Chevy pulled out a good run. So I want to see. I'm curious to see what is going to happen with between Chevy and Ford, and it's just amazing that we have not had Toyotas. Do you realize all season, except for a few races, all season, it has been Ford or Chevy. There's been almost no Toyotas. Like, we had a Toyota run early in the year, jab in the 20, and then that was it. So
That's a good thing.
yeah. So we may see drivers come in and take some Toyotas. There's been some rumors around, and we'll talk about that in another broadcast. So stay tuned. Many more speed reports through the off-season updates as to what KMR is going to do, what KMR is doing, and what KMR is going to, what moves have been made within KMR, and any new updates along with the website, the speed report. We'll keep you updated. And then, of course, after the Saturday event, Sunday at 7:30 Eastern will be the All-Star race under the lights at Daytona, where all of KMR's top drivers and the winner of the RVP will join in a final race of the season, you can call it, and may the best driver win. 35 laps of nothing but restrictor plate pushing and shoving. We look forward to seeing what happens in that race. It all begins and ends with Daytona. So, we have had an excellent broadcast. We've covered quite a bit. So having said all of that, we thank the viewers for viewing and supporting the Twitch channel, and we are enjoying having you guys present here. We look forward to many more videos, keeping you updated with KMR. We look forward to Speedy and Speed B, seeing them next season. But until then, this is Cookie Monster saying peace. We'll look forward to seeing you next time.